And we are live. Good morning. See, he about to say something already. Good afternoon, everybody. Um, I am your co-host, Really BTV, along with
just some guy who comes on screen every now and again. It's me, Teddy 27, official. Just every now and again. Just
I
saying.
got your official. All right.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, you guys, we're not going to be before you long, as the pastor would say. We're not going to be before you long for a variety of reasons. One of those reasons being you are now us. You are now teaching. You are now with your kids all day. And we understand as educators how valuable our Sunday afternoons are. Okay. So we are not going to be before you long. But we do want to go over a few things with you guys, give you some information, just do a quick check-in, see how you guys are doing, any follow-ups you want to share with us. We did get an email this week that I want to read to you guys, a thank you email. So I want to read it and I want to read it for you guys to hear that somebody is getting something out of what we're doing over here. Now it is appreciated. El Teddy, you want to speak to the people?
Hey, I thank y'all for staying in there, keeping it keeping it together. Stay safe, keep your kids stay safe. And yeah. Hey, everybody in the chat.
um so I just want to start off with I just want to give a little bit of my personal week. My district officially started training and getting us ready for online virtual learning, online teaching, whatever you want to call it, that we will be starting as a district on Monday. And so they gave out the laptops. We were in training all week, learning all of these wonderful things at the expectation. And what I want to pass on to parents, as far as what was shared with us, a few things. The online programs that, whether it's Zoom or Google Meet, all of them have a recording mechanism. And because there's a recording mechanism, there should be um, some sort of notification to the parents, a permission slip, or some sort of notification given. So you need to make sure that you guys are on top of that as parents. That's not to say that your child cannot participate. They're not going to lock your child out of the session, but you need to be aware. Also, you can log into all of these sessions. It's not just for your students. You are more than welcome to sit in and see, hear with what's going on. But just be clear that you understand that there is an option. I know for myself, whenever I close down one of my sessions, I don't download the recording unless there's something I need to hold on to for, documentation purposes. So just be aware that that's there, and that the most school districts are providing some sort of permission slip mechanism for you guys to to make sure that you know what's going on with your kids as far as that's concerned. That was something that was new that I learned this week. As far as I knew it was a recording mechanism, but as far as the permission slip piece of it.
Also, you should be aware, and this is for you to hold even us teachers accountable. Make sure that when your teachers are doing these online courses, that they are using platforms that are designated, paid for, and sanctioned by your particular school district. There have been a couple cases, like I saw a case down in Florida where there was a man who was able to infiltrate the school district involved in the school district in question used a different platform. The teacher wanted to use Zoom. And because she didn't, it wasn't the one section. Like when the school board does these type of platforms, they have security measures in place where only certain people can log in, this, that, and the third, so as to keep the crazies out. Long story short, some guy had infiltrated it and exposed himself in one of the online courses where it was a bunch of middle school kids. And there's a whole big brouhaha and lawsuits and things being done toward that school district and that teacher as we speak. So just be vigilant, make sure you're watching the school district. Their offices are still, most of them have a skeleton crew that is there, so you can't, it may be hard to get through, I'll be honest, but many school sites still have the principal and the APs that are there, or skeleton crew. Some school sites have administration and the counselors. Some school sites have administration and clerical. But just reach out and see what information you can gather so that so as to not have those things happen.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not going to do it right now. I'll let really B take over. But I do have an updated list of closures state by state that I will try to go through and make you not fall asleep during.
No, so we can end with that because, like I said, we're not. I have three programs I want to go over with you guys. The first one, let me do the screen share. Y'all know how I'm with the screen share, honey. Let me get the screen share. All right, Chrome tab. All right, let's start with ABC Mouse. ABC Mouse is the software that ABC Mouse is the software that I was speaking on last week. I didn't quite have all the information. I did reach out to a few of my early education friends. I'm still working on trying to get some people to come and talk to you guys, from a first point perspective. We're working on it, coordinating things. And but what the consensus was, ABC Mouse is a great program for early education. And it is very similar to the Moby Max type situation where you sit down. Now, of course, this is going to be a lot more hands-on because you don't want to just leave the little ones in front of the computer for hours like that. But it is very much set up where there's a diagnostic at the beginning, and then your child follows a program that is specific to where they were on the diagnostic. Now, a lot of school districts are using this program from an early, with the virtual learning. So they may have classrooms set up. Now, the reason why we're not going to do a walkthrough, hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Lower group text. The reason why we're not going to do a walkthrough like we've done with a few of the other programs is because, as you can see on here, they're giving you a free 1 month enrollment, which is great. And for most of us, that's going to probably be what we need. However, you still have to sign up and put in your credit card and do all that other stuff as if you were buying a subscription to the program. And so I'm choosing to not necessarily go through all of that. But here's the website. Again, I will put the link in our description box, but it's abcmouse.com. And again, I talked to about 3 or 4 of my friends who are in early education, and this program kept coming up. What were you going to say, something else, honey? Oh, so and this program kept coming up. So just as a general consensus, I would try it. I would check it out. But what I also did was I Googled, early education online programs and things like that. And it also kept coming up when I Googled for myself and some other programs. So I know Highlights. I don't know if you guys remember Highlights when you were a kid. I had Highlights when I was a kid. I don't know if El Teddy had Highlights when he was a kid. I know my mom bought subscriptions for her godkids and stuff, so it's still in business. And it's a kids magazine, and they have an online version. So again, there are a lot of programs, but the biggest thing with the early educators is it's going to be very, very hands-on. That their attention spans are short. I would do short sessions. I would not have the expectation that they can sit there for long. Like El Teddy and I spoke last week. Even the older kids are not going to sit in front of a computer for an extended period of time. So I would do short sessions, but I would definitely look into ABC Mouse and do the free trial. Do the free trial. It's 1 month for free, and if you haven't lost anything, You haven't lost anything. I'm gonna pause real quick and just say hi to the people. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Starbell. China Black Belize. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, we appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate everybody who has shared. I've gotten feedback that you guys are sharing this to places as well. So I thank you so much. Hey, Nicole Stevens. Highlights. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The highlights. I used to love my highlights. And you, El Teddy, you just be quiet for you make an old joke. Anyway.
You knew where I was going with this.
I know he was. That's why I told him this. That's why I said it still exists today, because I was waiting for the old joke. The last thing I want to say about the early education, my nephew is 2.5, and he has a tablet. He's spoiled like that. But anyway, he actually has 2 tablets, but that's another conversation, child. But
I bet you bought it. I bet you bought it.
Now, see, you would lose that bet. I did not buy either one of those tablets. His grandmama bought both tablets. And the reason why he has 2 is so he can have one at her house that stays at her house and one for that he could take home and have at his house, because she felt like that she didn't want him to take the one out of her house, but she felt like he shouldn't be deprived from having his tablet at home. So she bought him 2. That's what that's a grandparent thing, child. But
you spoil him too. Don't act like you don't.
But I have been working with him, like when I've seen him over the last couple of weeks, because he's been doing really well at daycare. So there are a lot of programs on his tablet, and a lot of them are free. Sesame Street programs, Blue's Clues. If you tap into that area of the games section of the tablet, there are a lot of free games. And we're working right now with him on his sight words. There's a program as a game with Cookie Monster, and he gets to pick the cookies, but they're letters, and you make a word, and then he gets to decorate. He gets to decorate the cookies, and then Cookie Monster eats them. But he's actually making words, the short sight words, cat, dog, that kind of thing. So there are a lot of free programs if you have really, really, really little ones. If they have a tablet, if you have a tablet, go on and let them play with that tablet for a few minutes, because there are a lot of programs, and a lot of those programs are free as well. So I just wanted to touch that. So that's the first program I wanted to go over with you guys. The second one I wanted to share with you is EdPuzzle. El Teddy, have you ever used EdPuzzle?
I have.
And do you like EdPuzzle?
It's all right. I mean, and I'm not saying that to be disparaging to it. I know a lot of people who use it. I have always been that teacher that I like to make all of my own stuff, because I have brilliant students who know how to infiltrate any site that's supposed to be for teachers. They also know every website that has all of the answers to everything.
Don't they know how to find them websites?
So what I do is, I've always been doing that. I've always created all my own everything. So that way I can be like, can't find those answers now, can you? And I make 3 of everything. I make A, B, and C. So that way, if a student is doing it, they can't look to their left or to their right to get the answers.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love the look on kids' faces when they get the quiz back or the assignment back, and the person next to them got an A and they got an F, and they're like, and they're in that moment where they have to either tell on themselves or take the F. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do I tell on myself and say, hey, I should have an A because I copy all of the answers.
I'm always smart enough when everyone's test has the same first 2 or 3 questions. The first 2 or 3 questions are always exactly the same to lull that student into that sense of comfort. Oh, yes, we got the same test. Baby, you get the question 3 or 4, and you just copy. By that point, you really just copy it.
KK. Oh, KK, we're going to keep you in prayer, baby. KK said her son is damn near grown and working all her nerves. Okay. And then she said, and that's it. Like, that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. Well, here's the thing about EdPuzzle, and this is why I like EdPuzzle. And I agree with everything else that he just said. I like EdPuzzle because you can make it for yourself. Now, okay, let me start from the beginning. EdPuzzle is a program, EdPuzzle. EdPuzzle is a program where you can pull video media, whether it's from YouTube or CNN or anywhere where you can find a video. And then you can create an assignment with that video. Now, there are pre-existing videos that are on EdPuzzle that you can use. You can also create your own. I always create my own EdPuzzles. So, for example, I just used here what I have here is one I pulled that's already pre-made. Excuse me, sorry. This is one that's already pre-made. So you see that this is a video. This is a video dealing with something dealing with space, child. I don't know. You see those little buttons right there, those little gray buttons under there. All of those gray buttons indicate that when you assign this to someone, that's a question. You see over here on the side, it tells you what question it is. At the 19-second mark, it's a multiple choice question. At the 40-second mark, a multiple choice question, and so forth and so on. The way EdPuzzle is set up, the way I set mine up, you go into the video, and at certain parts of the video, you can insert a question that the students have to answer before they can move on to the next question. When they get to the end of the video, it's graded just like, you know, especially if it's multiple choice. You put in the answer key, and it's already graded for you. You can connect this to Google Classroom, excuse me. To Google Classroom from the teacher point of view, you can connect this to Google Classroom. And so the grade, you can assign it to Google Classroom, and the grade goes directly to Google Classroom. As you at home trying to work with your kids and find resources, this program takes a little more legwork. I'm going to be honest, because you have to find the video, you have to listen to the video yourself, you have to come up with the questions, and then you have to create the answer key. But it is a very user-friendly program. You see right here where you can edit, you can assign, you can share. So what you could do is once you finish this, then you would email it to your child. You would email it to your child, and they will watch the video just like they would watch any other YouTube video. But instead of just being able to watch it and be done and move on to the next video, they have to actually stop and answer questions. You can also do it, and you can create the question however you want it. You can create an open-ended question where they have to actually type and think. You can stop it, and you can sit there with them, and y'all discuss it at that point. But I love EdPuzzle. Again, it does require a little more legwork than some of the other programs we've been giving you guys. But especially for the older students, now, like I said, like El Teddy said, there are some pre-created videos that you may want to play around with just to get used to the program.
I would recommend for the older students. Now, what I've done is, or what I have, when I've had teachers that ask me about using it with some of the older students, in order to make it more rigorous for them, you flip it for them. You tell them, here's the account you created. I will take it, and I will deem whether or not this is worthwhile, whether or not you did your homework correctly, and whether or not, you knew what you were doing. So that way, that they have to be invested in, and it's not as much, legwork on your end. So you could make it for that high school student. No, you make it. Create it, and I will take it, and I will deem whether or not it is worthwhile. Then all you end up having to do is sit and look at the video and answer the questions, and then they end up enjoying it as well, because they love to see you struggle and be like, oh, I don't know the answer to that question, and now they have a little more buy-in too. But that's just a way, if you wanted to make it where it wasn't as labor intensive for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. That's a good idea
for the student, especially with the older students, like from 8th grade and up.
And that's a good idea for a couple of reasons. For the reason you said, obviously, but also remember, your kids know a lot of these programs already. They're very familiar. So your kids may already be familiar with EdPuzzle, and so they are familiar. We know they know YouTube. We know they know that, so they are familiar with it. You could even create it as a project for them. I want you to create 2 EdPuzzles on the topic of the War of 1812, whatever. So that's a great idea. El Teddy, I didn't even think about that, but that is actually perfect. And then there really is no leg room on there really isn't a lot of leg work on your part. It's all great about taking the work off of you. But yeah, so that's EdPuzzle, and again, we'll put that link in there. And right now, EdPuzzle is offering EdPuzzle is one of those programs I told you guys where there are tiers. to it, where there are different levels that sometimes you pay for on a more advanced level. But again, right now they're giving you guys access. They're giving you sort of free access without paying for the different tiers. Again, check to see if your school district may already have an account, because different school districts have accounts. And when you go to register, your child's school may already when you go to register, you'll see if there are already some EdPuzzles in there with your school on it. Like when I go in, even though I logged into EdPuzzle through the teacher project email, I did actually use my real school, and I saw all of my EdPuzzles. Even though I came in under as a different person, I saw all of the EdPuzzles that I had registered through my school. Does that make sense what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that makes sense, because in my head it was kind of, a little jig jag. Okay. Last but not least, like I said, we are not going to keep y'all long today. Last but not least is actually one of my favorite programs that I absolutely. Oh, okay, Abby. Well, thanks for coming through. We understand, babe. This is actually one of my favorite programs that I absolutely love, and I use it all the time. It is called Newsela. So let me do that. Let me share the screen. And Newsela is another program that they have different tiers. There's the free, and actually this year was the first year that they locked down so much of their information. It didn't used to be this much was locked down, but anyway, they've opened a lot of it up now, so it don't matter anymore. But so you go in as an educator. Again, I just went in through the our email. You go in as an educator. Blah, blah, blah. And you have the option here to say, no, you're either a parent or a tutor. See, that's new. That's something they've added because they know so many people are homeschooling at this point. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I call myself being able to show y'all ABC school. Shoot. Okay. It might not let me. I put in a fake school. Hold on. Let me close the screen for a second. Let me type in a real school name. I'm not going to type in my school name, but I'm typing a real school name. Hold on. Give me a second. I call myself starting from the beginning so I can walk you guys through it, but have you worked? Well, I know you have because we've talked offline. But what's been your experience with Newsela, L Teddy?
We used to help the social studies got to use it. I mean, if I'm being honest, in all of my school district that I've worked with, being an English teacher is very crippling because a lot of the fun programs that social studies are able to use in English classes, they don't let you do that. And if they see it in your lesson plans, they tell you no, not in this good English class. So what happens is we'll defer it to our social studies counterpart and say, hey, here's a resource. I know I can't use it, but you can use it. Like the Ed puzzles and they shut a lot of that stuff down because they really want us to delve deep into the textbook and the content and the novels and stuff like that because of assessments and stuff like that. So we unfortunately we don't get we don't get to have a lot of the those things. Like it literally has to be approved. Like I remember being a department chair and looking at people's lesson plans, and they would specifically tell me if you see some online program or if you see them making a copy of something that came from certain websites where you pay for it, tell them it's not approved. And so yeah, but I am familiar with it. Like I said, I've given it off to a lot of my social studies, math, and science teachers. But Yeah.
Hey, Paris. Thanks for joining us. Babe, what's up? So, LTD is correct. Newsela, we use it a lot in our social studies department. I use them as a lot of times I use them as reinforcement activities. I certainly, for what we. Oh, thank you, boo. Mwah, mwah. So there actually is even a tab when that, and again, this is a new tab that they've added. You can actually see up here at the top, but they have a tab for distance learning. That is a new tab that they've added. So again, a lot of these programs are adjusting to where we are currently in our world. So I just want to show you the thing I love about Newsela is that I would suggest Newsela for the parent who has more than one child at home, but you don't want to have to do 3 or 4 different activities with them. So for example, you would find a assignment. Let's do arts and culture for right now. Here's the activity, right? You have an article here. Procrastination and homework. The thing that I love is that you can assign this article on different reading levels, but it's the same article. So if you have a student that's in the 3rd grade and a student that's in the 5th grade, you can do this exact same article with them without having to change up a whole bunch of things. And what you do is you just adjust it here. I apologize. This is the standard. You adjust it. This is the standard right here. You adjust it here. Here's the reading level. So, 6, 90, 8, 40, 1,000. And you see the vocabulary. So right here, it's set at the max. It's set at 1,000 right here. But let's say I want to change it to 600. You see how the picture stays the same? But now the vocabulary is a little different. The wording is a little different. But it's the same information that's given to your child, but you don't have to do a whole lot of work. And they have different subject levels, different subjects, different topics. You can also, if you decide to assign it to them, again, this is something that you can send through their email. You can print it out if you have a printer at home. But let's say you want to assign it. I'm sorry, I'm not going in the way I normally go in, so I'm looking for what I'm looking for. I guess it is a sign right here. All right, create an assignment. Nope, it's not doing what I wanted to do. Oh, it's right here. Duh. Activities. I'm stupid. Okay. Under the activities, you can give them a writing portion or you can give them a multiple choice quiz portion. And again, it is based on the level that you've assigned. So if you print the article out or you send the article to your kids through their email, then you can attach the quiz on the reading level that you set it for. So again, this one is set to the max. The quiz questions right here. And it's based on the reading level you attach to it. And of course, they give you the answer. You can get the answer sheet. The same thing if you do a writing section and you give them an open-ended, here's the writing prompt, and you can have them type it and email it back to you, or you can have them write it out and hand it in to you. And again, it's the same if you change the reading level. It's the same thing, but the writing prompt is just different. Still a writing prompt, but it's just adjusted to the reading level. And again, they have a variety of topics. If you're looking for a specific topic, just like any other program, you could type in search. You can ask, what do you teach? What do you want to teach? You see here, they already give you some suggestions. March was Women's History Month. Let's see if we want to do some things on women's history. You have all sorts of activities on women's history. Famous first in women's history. Let's look at this really quickly. This falls under the topic of U.S. history. Here again, here's the assignment. Here's the article. You see how this is set to the max for this article. And the articles have different reading levels as well. Not all articles are going to go to 11th, 12th grade level. But this article, it goes all the way down to a 6th grade level. It goes all the way up to an 11th grade level. The first two numbers generally denote the grade level, generally speaking. So if it's the 11th grade level, you see here, the language, you see the word count is higher. It lets you know that it's appropriate for middle school, high school. It lets you know the text level, and it tells you when the article was even published. So it lets you know, hey, this article is from, 3 years ago. Women's suffrage, Wyoming being the first state to let women vote, so forth and so on. So forth and so on. Again, just because your child is in a certain grade level doesn't necessarily mean that's the grade level they read on. So you want to be appropriate. I love this program. I use it quite often. Again, to enforce something, we do the quizzes. The quizzes are in line. I mean, not that it matters this year, but the quizzes are in line with state assessments. So the way the questions are worded are in line with the park exam or whatever the state assessment. When you put in your school, just like the Moby program, when you put in your school, you put in your the school district, it's in line with whatever state assessment. They let you keep all of them in a nice little pretty binder. And again, it is compatible with Google Classroom. You can have your classes set up. That you can, if you decide to create an online class and all of that, like we did with Moby Max, where it's just your kids, and they do the articles online and they read them and they answer the questions. Again, just like with Moby Max, you'll be able to see their grade. You'll be able to see what they got right, what they got wrong, and it'll be broken down for you. You see right here, it'll all be broken down for you right here if you decide to create a class. And they will keep everything in a nice little pretty binder, right here for you, any assignments that you give. You see how they have the subjects here broken down. So if you just go into social studies, then it breaks it down by subject. If you just want to if you just want them to read more, it gives you different topics. And it's all in line with where you are now. Health. Okay. So all of these different activities. And again, like I said, for me, I use them all the time. This is one of my go-tos. I love this program. Definitely one of my go-tos. So you ready to, okay. Foy said he ready to be learned. I don't know. You got a lot of learnt to do if you're ready to be learned. But with that being said, you guys, we didn't want to hold you long. Like I said, we just wanted to go over a few programs with you. I do want to read the email that we got, and then I'm gonna let El Teddy go over the school closings, that information that he had to share with you guys. But let me go to our email. And the email reads as follows. Thank you, El Teddy, for the info on Algebra 2. Me and my son are finding it very helpful. Again, very short, sweet, to the point. But you know what? We like a thank you. We like to know that what we're doing is helping you guys. So, El Teddy, kudos to you. El Teddy told me earlier this week that he received some emails in his personal email box about that same information that he shared. So again, we appreciate it. We like to know that what we're doing and saying is helping you guys. Every little bit that we can do to help. Again, I don't want to put more on you, but I just can't stress enough that every day that your child is not in school, they're losing something. So for every day that you can give them some information, go over something, have them working on something, keeping their brain stimulated, keeping their mind going, will work out in the end for all those involved. So I'm gonna turn it over to El Teddy at this time.
Okay, so what I did want to do is go through a updated list of schools, and this is an education source that I went. This is as of April 2nd. Okay, so this is as of April 2nd, which would have been Thursday. It is Sunday. I am aware, and I know some things change by the day and or by the hour. So let me preface by saying this is as of updated as of April 2nd. And but you still may want to check with your local with your state Department of Education as well as your as well as your local school districts, okay? Um So let me say this. According to this site, it says 11 states so far have extended their mandated statewide school closures through the remainder of the school year, with Pennsylvania closing its schools, quote, until further notice, and several more apparently considering closures to the summer break. At this point, 42 states have extended their original closure dates to varying degrees. So that means that since the early to middle of March, when states originally started to shut things down, um, 42 of the 50 states have extended those closures that they had to some degree. So I wanted to read that part. So the next set of states are states that are explicitly ordering their schools closed in person, closed to in-person instruction through the end of the school year. Okay, so these states that I'm going to read, they are closed through to until the end of the school year. Um, that is Alabama. They've extended theirs to the end of the school year. Originally, it was April 6th. Arizona to the end of the school year. Um, and that's their third time doing it. California until the end of the school year. Georgia um, until the end of the school year. Indiana until the end of the school year. They had originally said May 1st. So that is a change. Kansas for the remainder of the school year. Theirs was supposedly until May 29th, which is toward the end of the school year anyway, but now it's through the whole school year. Michigan closed theirs for the rest of the school year, and that's the second time they have extended theirs. New Mexico is closed for the rest of the school year.
Mm.
Um, this is their second time. They originally, the most recent was April 10th for New Mexico. Now it's the whole school year. Oklahoma, um, they put it out. They closed until the end of the school year for in person face to face, but they didn't really tell anybody. But because right now they were saying until April 6th, but as of right now, Oklahoma is closed to in person um, schools for the remainder of the school year. Vermont is the same way, and Virginia. Those are all those 11 states. Now, when I what I mean by that is these are states where they may still ask the students to do online work, or there may your school district or your state may still have online courses, but they are closed to in-person face-to-face schools for the remainder of the school year. The next set of states are states that announced extensions to their statewide closures, and these extensions have been made over the last 2 weeks. Okay, Alaska extended theirs to May 1st. Arkansas is now April 17th. Connecticut is April 20th. Delaware is now May 15th. Florida is now May 1st. Hawaii is now April 30th. Illinois is April 30th. Iowa is April 30th. Kentucky is May 1st. Louisiana is April 30th. Maryland is April 20th. Um, Massachusetts is May 1st. Minnesota is April 30th. Montana is April 10th. Nebraska has extended their school closure statewide until the end of May. Um, which and it notes here most of the school districts that's past the end of the school year anyway. So that pretty much is all the way to the end of the school year. Nevada is April 30th now. New Hampshire is May 4th. New York is April 15th. North Carolina, excuse me, is May 15th. North Dakota is until further notice. Ohio is May 1st. Pennsylvania is also until further notice. We talked about them earlier. Rhode Island is May 1st. South Carolina is until the end of April. South Dakota is May 1st. Tennessee is April 24th. Texas is May 4th. Utah is May 1st. West Virginia is April 30th. Wisconsin is April 24th. And Wyoming is April 17th. All right. And those are all of the closures from around the countries. Those are updated as of Thursday, April 2nd. So I wanted to be sure that I gave you that disclaimer. I hope that helps some people out there. Like I said, that is closures for face-to-face instruction. That does not mean that students may not still be required to go online and do online coursework. You definitely need to check with your state departments of education as well as your local school district so that you are up to speed with all of the specifics for your child. Any questions?
I think that list might be a little bit off. Because China Black is saying that the date for New York is off, and I know the date for Maryland was off. So it might be a little bit off, but just always double check. Always double check.
Always double check. Because
but
this
even
comes from NEA.
That we always double check. Yeah.
Just to help you out, I know New York originally was April 1st. Then the extension that they have listed here was April 15th. Like I said, stuff changes day to day, so that may be pushed further through that may be pushed back even further than what is being listed there.
Yeah. So the question was asked while you were talking. Have you guys worked with, is that Abika on your thoughts on it? I've never worked with that program, so I don't have any thoughts. I'm not familiar with it. I'll tell you, are you familiar with that program?
And the name of the program is what? I'm not looking at the chat.
Oh, Abika, ABEKA.
I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. I can look again, just as everything. I can ask around. I can look it up.
Sounds like something that may be a specific. Does your son or daughter attend a private school or a
Oh, it's the school curriculum. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with
it. Yeah. It's that's where I was going. That's where I was kind of going with it. Like I really wasn't familiar with it. And most times between me and Really B, we've heard of, even in passing, of most things that a lot of public schools use. And so with me not having heard of it, I was like, that sounds like something, maybe a private school or something like that may use a particular one.
Yeah, I would have to, I can look it up. And it's a Christian school. Yeah, see, that's something that's probably, very, like El Teddy said, very specific to that school. Because the thing about independent schools, private schools, even charter schools, a lot of times they don't have to follow the same district guidelines, or the guidelines are relaxed. They're different, so they may be following a different, a more specialized program specific to that school. So I could try to Google it, do some research, and see what I can find about it, but I really have no idea what it is right now. But I can look it up and see what I come up with, when we meet back at our next appointed time. But I want to thank you guys. We've been here almost an hour, but we're not gonna quite run it to an hour unless anybody has. Chicago Public Schools is one of the late to get out and late to start. Yeah.
I did just check, really, B. I did just check with the New York Department of Education. New York Department of Education it does state April 15th.
Okay, so China
And I
Black, it
just
is
checked,
April the 15th because she
I
was the
just
one that was
checked their
saying,
website
yeah, yeah,
while we were on the air, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to give out, you
yeah,
know,
no, yeah,
wrong information. And like I said, that the source that I got that article from was NEA.
yeah, yeah. And you're
And
only talking about information that's being put out there because I know same thing with us. We were told we're going back. We were told the school is out until the 24th, and then so I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, so China Black, yeah, it is. It's confirmed that that's what Maryland. I mean, that's Lord Maryland, New
And
York
like
is
I
the
said,
15th.
and that is the state mandate. That is the statewide Department of Education
Yeah,
closures. The individual school district may decide to
to
go
do something
further than
different.
that. They may
Yeah,
extend it further than that date, but as a state, those dates that I gave you apply to the state, and your individual school district may say, "Nah, we're going even further than that," because they know within your geographic area there's a need to go beyond that.
got you, got you, got you, got you. All right. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Dr. El Teddy?
Stay safe, stay vigilant. Welcome to education. Because y'all got, y'all are getting a small taste with this month, or so. Some people ain't even been out a whole month, couple weeks. Some people have been out, and those people who have been out a month, welcome to our world. Uh, but anyway, I would venture to guess, if I were a betting man, the way this thing is going, I don't see most school district. I think they're reaching, trying to. I don't want to put my own opinions in, but I would think that a lot of school districts are reaching, thinking that they're going to open back up and salvage what's left of a school system. I mean, of a school year. But who am I? I don't make those type of decisions.
Right, right, right. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and roll this one out. Thank you guys for coming through. Those of you that joined, those of you who were in the skyboxes, just getting some great information. Please make sure you are subscribing, like, commenting, sharing. And as always, hit us in the email if you have any further questions, concerns, any reports of praise, anything that we sent you guys that helped out. We definitely want to know what works, what doesn't work, and let us know. So with that being said, everybody have a great week. Once again, we understand what you guys are dealing with, and good luck to everybody. Just take a deep breath. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. All right. With that being said, thanks for coming out. Good night.